All right, hey there, everybody. Christopher Inks with Texas West Capital. It is just after 11 a.m. Central Standard Time here on Friday. Oh, what is it already? The 11th of June, 2021, here in beautiful Bernie, Texas. Sun's trying to peek out of them clouds out there. But again, as I continue to say, we cannot complain about the rain too much down here. It's been a great thing to kind of help start maybe pulling us out of that drought that we've been in for a while. So, lots of great lakes and rivers and whatnot around this area. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully y'all are doing all right there. Who we got here so far? We've got Black Man's Guide to Bitcoin. What's going on, man? Glad to have you here. Hank's here as well. He says, please don't turn bullish on Bitcoin. We need it to go up a bit. SOB, what's going on? Spooky is here as well. Oscar, cheese spread. Man, some of these names you guys have, man. They give me a smile, that's for sure. Let's see here. Data's here. What is happening? Checking in from Charlotte, North Carolina. Glad to have you here. Winter Fresh is here as well. Michael Williams, Telluride. And who else here? Mark O'Sullivan, I can't even say it, is here as well. Good to have you all here and everybody else checking in. I've got the bag is here. Man, so you know what, guys? Listen, let me just go ahead and let you know real quick. I told you last Tuesday we were going to do the 50% off Tier 3 for current members and new members and everybody. And we did, man. So we've got that going still today. So the code here that you're going to want to use is 50% off. Let me see here, off Tier 3. So that's the code there, 50% off Tier 3. And that's for only for an annual Tier 3 membership. But what that does is not 50% off the regular monthly rate. Remember, the regular monthly rate's $199, right, if you're going to pay month to month. This is 50% off the already discounted yearly rate, the annual rate. So it actually comes off to something like 67.5% off. I think it takes... if you're somebody new coming here, signing up and whatever, instead of paying like $199 a month, I think that averages out to something like $64 or $65 a month. Absolutely ridiculous price. But my goal this year is to get as many of you as possible into a longer term situation, because you're not going to learn to trade overnight. I keep telling you guys that. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm giving you the opportunity to get in a really ridiculous rate. Especially for everything that's included in Tier 3. And that's because what we're finding is that our members, the ones who hang around, which is actually most of them, actually get better with their trading. And that's because they're spending that time, they're coming in constantly, they're always being reminded of the pitfalls and the other things that they may not pay attention to when they're on their own. So this is me putting my money where my mouth is. We can't afford to do it for free. We've got people that work for us that we've got to pay, and, resources cost money and all this stuff. And plus, the reality of it is, guys, what we found, what psychologists have found is that those who invest, money into something are more likely to try and, are more likely to get something out of it because they've invested something that they've had to trade their time and effort and whatnot for. Remember, that's what you're doing with money, guys. You're trading, when you make money, you're trading off time and effort and whatever that you use to either get the education that you're at to get that job, and or just doing the job itself. So, respect your money, guys. Not just with what we're talking about here with this discount, but just in general. When you're in the markets, don't throw in a trade and go, oh, well, I lost. Don't go out there and buy the silly scratch-off tickets. You're not going to win. It's a very, very, very small percentage of y'all that will actually get lucky enough to win that. It's not worth it. Have respect for your money, guys. Okay? If you do that, your money's bound to, do a lot more for you in the grand scheme of things. So you can join us here at howtotradetowin.com. Like I said, just go to the Join Us tab up here. Click on Tier 3 Annual, and then when you get to the checkout page, at the top of the checkout page on the left-hand side, there are like 3 columns down there. It says click to add code here or something like that. So you click that, put in the 50% off Tier 3 there, and there you go, man. And that'll get you in with us for a year. It's some ridiculous, stupid price. And man, yeah. So there it is. By the way, if you're a current member, some of our current members are having an issue trying to get that added on. If you are, don't worry about it. Don't freak out. Just message me, direct message me there on Discord, and I'll walk you through it manually and get it done. All right. So who else do we got here? We've got Omar's here. Mike Kane is here. Aramis is here. Who else do we got? Crypto Mowgli. What's going on, man? Let's see. Crypto Critical. What's up? What's up? Brian Riley, my friend, checking in as well. Michael Williams, man, you're definitely welcome, man. Again, I wish we could do it for free. And honestly, guys, if we could do it for free, I'm just not sure. There's got to be, when you do something in life, you take it more seriously when you give of in order to get it. When we get things for free, we kind of just goof off. Most people don't. Some people do, but most people don't take it real serious. They have to have some skin in the game. They have to do something to really kind of get more use out of that. So, I mean, even if we could get to the point where we can do it for free, I would love to, but I'm not sure that would be the most beneficial thing for people. And so, our community is absolutely awesome. Everybody that's in there, those that you're in there know. And so we don't want just anybody in there just because they can get in for free. We want people who are going to contribute to the community, who are going to be, like the rest of y'all. Everybody has their opinions about what's going on with price and whatnot, but at the end of the day, in our community, everybody's trying to learn. They would rather, it sucks to be wrong, but it seems like our members would rather be profitable than be right. If they're going to be wrong, they accept it, they deal with it, they learn from it. They just want to be right. Want to be profitable. And that's the way it should be with trading. So, yeah. Oh, man. Let's see here. Invalid account. What's going on, man? You said you invested $20,000 in Dogecoin. Oh, man, did you jump on it when everybody was hyping it? FOMO in? Oh, man. Yeah, that happens. Man, I hate to see that. But, again, that's what I'm trying to hopefully keep people from doing, is FOMOing in when things are, at their tops there, which is what we tend to do when we first start out. So, yeah. Block Tech, what's up, man? Josh Johnson's here. Denny, what's up, man? My Aussie dollar yen hot take is making a nice move today. Man, I need to go check that out. Hey, I'll tell you what. Hey there, Bianca. Always great to see you. Yeah, man. So I've been the last few days just scalping USD against the Canadian dollar because it's been in this ridiculous range, just moving sideways. And so I've been scalping it, making a few pips here and there. And last night I went long on it. And, man, that thing broke out this morning. I just closed it out at around 63 pips profit. And so I think it's maybe reached a wave 3 area. Maybe get a bit of a pullback. And then, depending on when that happens and if I'm on, if when that happens, if I'm not here with y'all, I might jump back into that for a bit higher up. But it's a good start to the Friday. By the way, guys, if you're wondering why I'm trading the USD Canadian, which is it's been such a pain in the rear end to trade at times. It's because there is such a great return on it. It's if you're going to trade a USD pair, it'll get you more per pip than I think probably just about all of them out there right now. And it's pretty significant. So, for me, it makes a lot of sense to jump in there, kind of maximize the especially the small kind of movements that we get in there for it. So that's why I've been on that one. Other than USD yen, which I've been in a few of those as well. USD yen seems to, over the past probably 6 months at least, seems to be leading almost the DXY. So the USD yen is part of the DXY weighted basket. The foreign currencies that the dollar is compared against there to get the DXY value. And, it's the second largest one, makes up 11% of that value, that weighted value. But it seems to, other than, than the Euro USD, which is the largest one, and the cable against the USD and all those things, it seems to be the one that's kind of moving before the others, in terms of which way the USD is potentially going. So it's been an easier trade, the yen. The USD against the yen, so that one as well. But That one, the exchange rate is quite a bit different than the USD CAD, so there's less per pip on that one. But you trade in less profit for per pip for the easier trade, right? So less chance of getting it wrong. You get less money on your trade, less profit on your trade, but your more likely trade's going to be right. So that's what we've been doing there. Hey there, Onyx King. What's up, man? Oh, you like that 63 pips? Yeah. I'll be sharing that with you guys over there and later today in Discord. I'll get you the screenshots and the entry and everything like I usually do with that. Don't want anybody ever saying that I'm just up here saying things. But yeah, man, it was good. It was a good solid trade overnight. I wasn't overly sure it was going to go up, but I had a decent area for a stop loss on it, and I figured it was worth the opportunity. And like I said, DXY kind of ratcheted off this morning when flying up there and kind of took those USD pairs, the USD side of the pairs with it. So yeah. TV Canal, what's up, man? Yeah, triangle broken, but potential other triangle in play. So we'll go ahead and look in that. Anyway, like I said, guys, 50% off Tier 3 is the code. You can get a Tier 3 annual membership here. Join us. We'd love to have you there. 2 live streams for Tier 3 every week, only Tier 3. So we've got, usually on Wednesdays, is our tips, tricks, and techniques. Gives you different ways to approach trading with specific rules. So it tells you, listen, it has to do this to enter. Your stop loss goes here, and your target goes here. So you don't have to really think about it. It's good for new traders who are just starting to learn and trying to wrap their head around the big, wide world of trading in financial markets and whatnot. Thursdays, we have Elliott Wave, specific hour-long live stream. And then it looks like here in the next few weeks, finally, we're going to have the Wyckoff on Mondays for an hour as well. And so, our streaming has been going pretty well this week. So I just want to make sure it's going well, today and then tomorrow or next week. And as long as it is, we'll be starting that on Monday there. So Tier 3 will have 3 live streams every week that they can jump in, Tier 3 centric live streams there. Let me see here. Excuse me. Jazz, what's up, man? Good to have you here, man. Hey, listen, if you want to get back in, man, I'm telling you, now's the time to do it. As I just mentioned here, 50% off of the annual already discounted Tier 3 rate. So definitely jump on that if you're serious about getting back in. We've never had Tier 3 for this low a price before. So yeah, definitely a great time to get in. Oh, man. Yeah, Onyx King. Yeah, man, being legacy, having been in for years with us now, man, you got an even bigger discount on that. It's absolutely crazy what we did. But anyway, let's jump on here, guys. By the way, the culprit for what's going on with the Forex is this right here. So, DXY popping off this morning. Still sitting below this swing high here, but almost potentially going to break out. If it breaks out above it, it kind of adds confidence to what we've got going on here with this bullish count off the right here, the 25th of May swing low here. We've hit the pattern target, as you can see here, based on the height of this descending channel. So we've got that already, like I said, stopping just shy of wave 1 here. So the thing is, because it's stopping just shy of wave 1, I don't know, maybe this becomes like an ABC here, and then this is maybe 1 and 2. I mean, I haven't gone in and counted it, but structurally, maybe that's what's going on. But so a breakout above wave 1 over here will invalidate that idea. We'll still be looking for further upside. And so right now I've got this wave 3 up here, wave parentheses 3 up there around 91.404. Minimum target there. But right now, we are in 3 waves off this low here. Again, the way I look at this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives us an A, ABC gives us a B, and then of course, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here gives us a C there. See, here's the problem. If this was to be like 1 down and 2 up, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives us 1. And maybe you can go ABC up, and maybe you could go ABC down, so you've got AB. But then this has to be 5 waves up. And it looks like, it looks pretty clear like it's a Like it's just 3, A, B, C. So, and we're almost about to, break out above that. So I give that very low likelihood. But, again, until it actually breaks out above that, price is still vulnerable to fall back down. I don't know, maybe you got an ABC, some kind of corrective thing going on. That's still possible as well. But like I said, breaking out above that wave 1 there should add confidence to the count as it has there. What do I mean by more profit for pip? Well, so when you trade Forex, whether you're trading USD CAD, USD Yen, Euro USD, Cable USD, Aussie USD, Kiwi USD, Loonie USD, whatever. I said Loonie already. I said USD CAD. But each one of those, the pip value is determined by the exchange rate, basically. And so the USD CAD has one of the best exchange rates in those pairs. So its value per pip is worth more than, say, the USD Yen, which has a much lower one. And so, yeah, so you make more pips. So if you got 1 pip with, if you use the same amount of money and you got 1 pip with USD Yen and you got 1 pip with USD CAD, that USD CAD pip would probably be worth, I don't think it's quite twice as much, but I think it's maybe pretty close to that. So yeah, depending on how you do that, you can make more money per pip on that USD CAD trade than you would on, say, a USD Yen or something like that. So no, the lot size just depends on, well, I mean, yeah, that's overall how much per pip, but if you trade the same lot size, the value of the pip is going to be different depending on what pair you're trading. Yeah, so let me see if I can find you a quick thing here. Let me see. Let's talk about USD CAD. So let's say you're trading, let me see here. Let's say you're trading 250,000 on the USD CAD. That'll give you a pip value of $20.55, okay? $20.55 on 250,000. If you're trading USD Yen, 250,000. It's a little bit better there. No, it's a little bit better. It's 2278. 2278. But your cost, though, to do it, your margin cost is a lot more. So if you want to use the same amount, let's say you want to use the same amount of margin. So on a USD CAD, let me see if I can explain this correctly here for you. So on a USD CAD here, 250,000 size, your margin would be, with Forex.com, would be about $5,000, okay? That would be your margin required, okay? But to get that same 250,000 quantity there, the lot size there for that, you would have to have a margin on USD Yen of, I think, around 10,000. Let me see here. Oh, come on now. Yeah, 10,000 margin required on that. So twice as much margin, which means, again, if you're only using that 5,000, to do the 5,000, you're going to have to trade, I don't know, probably about 120,000 or so, 123,000. Yeah, you're going to have to trade about 123,000 for USD Yen, when you could trade 250,000 for USD CAD. So that's what I'm trying to get at there, with that same margin, that same $5,000 margin on that. So yeah. Hopefully it made sense, guys. Sometimes, I'm so used to doing this that sometimes when I don't get questions about it for a while, I have to think about what I'm saying to make sure that it comes out correct. But yeah, that's what it is. I was just using Forex.com right there. I was just inputting it real quick, like as if I was to go and make a trade, and it calculates it for you right there. But yeah, there are calculators online for that. Sure. I don't know what's going on with the cam at the moment here. If I move a little bit, it does this flashing thing with the light, and I don't know why that started all of a sudden here a week back or so. But we'll see what happens there. So yeah, I probably just have to go in and somehow fix that setting there real quick. Matter of fact, give me just a minute, guys. Let me see if I can fix that setting real quick here. And see if maybe I can get that taken care of. Yeah, why does it do that? Let's see here. Paparazzi. Yeah, I would not even be interested in that at all. Nope, no, no. Let me see here. Let me get this off here, guys. Let me see if I can fix this just real quick here. It still does that, doggone it. Yeah. It's going to be something, I don't know. It's something with the lighting all of a sudden. So hopefully you guys can, I guess, deal with it today, and I'll see what I can do about getting this fixed, guys. I do apologize. As you know, something just started pretty recently. I'll try not to move around a whole lot. Oh my gosh. The idiots are here. Let's add them to the block list. Yeah, I've got to figure out the Twitch mod thing too. I'll have to figure out how to do that. It's the glare and the refresh rate of the monitor. The camera picks it up, Crypto Critical says. Well, I appreciate that, man. I'll see what I can do then to figure that out, how I can fix that or change that somehow with that there. So, yeah. Hey there, Kara. Good to see you. Let's see here. CJS, what's going on, man? So, yeah, so there's the DXY, and that's what's causing what's going on with a lot of stuff this morning. If we jump in here, Bitcoin, somebody's mentioned, a few people have mentioned this TD9 on the buy side here. There's not really a whole big history of anything great with the TD9 on the buy side. We have it here. The last time we had a TD9 on the weekly buy was, thought it was over here. Looks like it was over here on July 9th of 2018. And then I think there was one more. I could have sworn there was two. Oh, we've got one down here at the bottom, down February 2nd of 2015. So there hasn't been a lot of these coming up. And we know with the TD9s on the sell side, they're often just a pause on the way up. But we got this 9 here, which just was a little bounce and then back down. We had an 8 here that led to a bounce and back down. But here we got a 9. So, if that means something to you, if you like the TD sequential system, there's something to watch anyway, right? Michael, what's going on, buddy? He says, last time we got a 30% move to the upside on a TD9. Yeah, so there we go, And like I said, unfortunately, there isn't a whole lot of data points for TD9 buys, buy signals there. So it is what it is. People are going to hope that it's more of where is it here? More of this kind of TD9 down here, which led upward, than this TD9 here, which was a bounce before it continued back further down in this bit of a triangle thing going on here, right? So, yeah. Yeah, right. Well, the Bitcoin isn't going to drop immediately just because the DXY pops up. The DXY relationship is more of a general relationship, not an exact relationship. So, if the DXY is heading generally in one direction, then, risk assets are going to generally head in the other direction. And that's really kind of how you look at it. But, Bitcoin could still drop here. Like I said, it's definitely not a, at that moment kind of thing. Now, what is interesting about here is this is starting to look like potentially a checkmate pattern here. So a checkmate pattern are some large candles that lead on a drop that end with a swing low, and then you get some dojis, and then you get large candles back to the upside to the area of breakdown. So it looks, I mean, there's potential that we could have a checkmate pattern forming down here. Okay? So we've got that right there. If we jump into the daily, again, so for the daily, we have, this basically this dragonfly doji here, which is just a long lower, large lower wick, and then it's got a small body up near the top, and that gives us what we call a dragonfly doji. And so after this downtrend, it's a pause, potential reversal. Then we had this nice big, large, bullish engulfing candle, which confirms this reversal up. But because, whether you look at it here or at this whole thing here, the reality of it is it's not a lot of drop there. So, realistically, this could be all the reversal that we get. Now, right now, I'm not thinking that. Right now, I'm not, we'll see. We've got to watch some levels. But as we zoom in here in a minute, you'll see that it's pretty good movement up from there. But potentially could lead this to moving out here. But again, we're still just moving sideways, guys, from May 19th here, this area. We're still just moving sideways in a consolidative manner, even though we had this slightly lower low breakdown here than what we had back right here. If we jump into the 4-hour here, see, look at this. This is what I was talking about with Discord, and I might have mentioned something to you guys on Tuesday. I don't remember. But with this move up, looking for it to find support in this area right here, and before, giving us just a short pullback before breaking out higher. And that looks like what we're trying to do at the moment. Stochastic RSI on the 4-hour here is bearish down at around 36, 37 or so. And again, same thing with the 1-hour here, except it's almost reset down there. So what does that mean? Well, that means if this is bullish off the low here, this very short wave 2 pullback, around a 38.2 pullback, is a product of the bullishness that's going on here. This is a good advance. If you want a bullish advance, this is the kind of thing you're looking for here. You've got nice, large, advancing candles, okay? And your pullbacks are short-lived, sometimes, usually, pretty short candles there on it, in general overall there. And so this is a good advance right here. And so if I look at this, I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, and potentially a 2 here. But it could also just be an A, and then a B, and then a C, taking us a bit lower here toward, potentially down here toward the 34,708, potentially, which gets us just to the EQ of this large range that we're in since that May 19th, right? That area. It's just the EQ right there. The only time I become concerned on this is if we're dropping below wave 2 here. This is 32,420 and 40 cents. If we're dropping below that, then that says we're probably going to drop below the swing low here, which means this potential barrier triangle or descending triangle may play out. Now, I'm not a big fan of this as a descending triangle because your A and C lows here are above where your B and D lows, the black count, are above, quite significantly, $1,200, $1,300 above where wave A starts. And so if I'm going to see a barrier triangle, I'm really looking for waves B and D to kind of terminate around where wave A starts. This termination up above leaves me real, I don't like the look of that as far as what we would look for a barrier triangle. But here's the thing. We have to head up. We need to take out wave C up here at 40,893.60 to eliminate the barrier triangle. Now, it's still possible in that case that we have an A, B, C gives us a B, and then maybe an A, B, C as a C for a much larger symmetrical triangle. Once we get above wave C here, we could still have that. But if we take out wave A here at 42,559.80, then all triangles are out the door. At that point, this is likely the bottom here. This is a 1, this is a 2, and then again, we've got a 1, 2 working here in the red count. So if this wave 2 support holds here, and price breaks out above this wave 1 swing high, I've got a wave 3 minimum target up here of 47,650. And if we can get that, that'll get above wave C here, which will invalidate the barrier triangle. It'll get above wave A, which will invalidate all triangles. And again, it gives us that bullish market structure off the bottom. So we've got a low, a high, a higher low, and then we'll have a higher high. It also takes price above the interior wave 4 here, which is a big move for confirming, for being a good clue that the bottom's probably in. So that takes us above all that. So, this is what we're kind of watching at the moment on here. All right. George, yeah, send me a DM there on Discord, and I'll walk you through that here after we get done with the live stream, buddy. All right? Yeah, sometimes just having a couple of issues there, right? Well, SOB, you're acting like one right now. You get more you get more bees with honey, right? I'm just saying, man. You can be decent here. I haven't said that it's definitely going up. As a matter of fact, if you've been paying attention, where it doesn't appear you have been paying attention, is that I'm saying you still have to go overcome these highs. And if we're dropping down below this area, then it's going down. If you're of the mind right now that you absolutely know what's going to happen, I'm of the mind that you are losing a lot of money as a trader. There are no guarantees in trading. It's all about understanding validation and invalidation levels and using proper risk management. How do I know? Because I'm still here doing this 25 years. That's how I know. So, it's much cooler of you to act like a decent human being and just say, hey, listen, I think maybe this because of this. And, then you can talk with people. But when you act like a douchebag like this, I mean, it really says so much about you, and not in a good way, man. So hopefully you're listening, and hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you change your approach. It makes the world a lot better place, man. Really. The world's full of people that act like you're acting right now, and it's so, man, it's just why would you want to be that way? I don't get it. But anyway, I digress, guys. Let me get back in here, okay? Anyway, so, that's where we're at here, okay? What do I think about this? Maybe head and shoulders on the 4 hour. That's the 1 hour there. Same thing you're looking at, right? Is this what you're talking about right here on the 4 hour there, Luke? I'm not big. I'm not a big fan of head and shoulder patterns anyway because they're so easy to be wrong. If I look here though, I don't like it as a head and shoulders pattern. And so here's the thing: if we look right here, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it doesn't have to be 5. You can zoom in maybe to a smaller time frame, but right here it looks like we've got 5 as a leading diagonal. So if I'm looking at this at the moment, and by the way, we've got all this support here happening around the pivot, and we've got our Stochk RSI almost dropping into oversold in the 1 hour, and even on the 4 hour being pretty far down here. So I would look for demand here, which is noted by these wicks down here. My immediate thought is they're going to likely support price and give it a reversal up. That's just my basic look at this right here. Everything else aside, if we were just to do like this, because I'm a price action and volume trader above everything else. More so in form of Wyckoff, but definitely price action and volume. And so there's a lot of demand pent up in these wicks here, which are just coming from this area right here. See here, if you keep going left, you see how this area works as support and resistance all the way through here. This is a significant area. That's why we get the pivot right there. And it's continuing to hold here. So my initial thought is that price will likely be caught in this wick here and give it a reversal and head back up. So this becomes then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heading up here like that. But if it breaks down, again, then we're probably looking at, we got to throw this on here, toward that 50% retracement right here around 34,700, which is the EQ area of this range right here. Right now, you can see that all this activity is happening right here, high volume node. If you're, we pushed up above the high volume node, we came back into it. So the high volume node acts as support. It gives you more support for your price there. It was resistance coming up into it, which is why you get this move and pullback, this move and pullback, this move and this pullback here. But now we're on the top side of it coming back, so it should act more as support. So there's a lot of confluence of factors happening right in that area that makes it more likely that it'll act as support. Now, it doesn't guarantee it. That's the one thing. But if I have to just look at that, my bet is that it's going to act as support. And again, if we do lose that, though, this swing low here, then we'll just look at that 34.7 area and see if we can't get a reversal out of that. Yeah. So that's how I would look at that. What's going on, Darren? You like the BTU, Peabody Energy? You're up a couple of thousand on it? Man, I love that. I love that, man. How do I see Bitcoin in 2021 end? Well, it really depends on what happens right now. If we zoom back out, again, the same thing I've been talking about, and something SOB probably didn't notice because this is probably their first time being here. But we're kind of in this do or die kind of area here. Now, there is the possibility we could dip a little bit further, finish out wave 4 around 25,000 and head back up. But there's also the possibility, and in order for that to do, that is the idea that we've got something I've been talking about months here, which is the possibility that wave 3 ended right here. And so we've got ABC down, ABC up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to get a expanded flat kind of idea, okay? But if this is the top as a wedge here, so wave, probably wave 5 ends up over here. Well, I mean, in that case, this is the 1618 extension of wave 1 here. So 1, 2, 3. A triangle here, 4, makes a lot of sense because we hit that 1618 extension and gives us 5 down. But that would only be a wave A. And we get 3 up and then 5 more down, which would likely take us at least to the 16,000, 17,000 area, but maybe even down to 12,000. There's no way to know which way this is going to play out at the moment. Right now, locally, that's why I zoomed in. I started the big frame and I kind of zoomed in because the local time frames, there's given us some support, some reason for being maybe a bit more bullish. But until we take out these swing highs that I talked about, price is still vulnerable to losing that swing low and heading down lower. Like I said, if you've got somebody right now guaranteeing you that price is going to go up or it's going to go down, they're idiots. Leave them. Stay away from them. Because anybody that's guaranteeing you that price is going to do something, in the financial markets here, isn't really a trader. They're nobody that's been around for any length of time successfully. Because successful traders know there are no guarantees. That price action is going to do whatever price action is going to do. And the best we can do is amass a group of reasoning support for why we think price is going to do one thing or the other. But there's nothing that will ever guarantee it. Ever. Because we don't singularly control the market. So how could I guarantee that price is going to do something? But yet you're going to have people out there that want to feel their oats, that want to feel like big guys and big girls, and oh, look, I said it was going to do that and it did it. And then new novice traders are going to come in, inexperienced, and think, oh yeah, so they know what's going to happen. They can guarantee it. And you're going to lose a lot of money with that nonsense. Again, guys, I'm not here to blow smoke up your rear end or to make you feel good all the time about whatever your trading decisions are. I'm here to tell you what it means to actually be a trader, a successful trader, for a length of time. If you're doing anything else, you're likely losing money, guys, or you're going to lose money. And if you're here listening to me, I don't want to ever give you the impression of a thing being the way it isn't, because that'll lead you to lose money. All right? So hopefully that makes sense, guys, okay? So that's what we're looking there. Hey there, Silvio, buddy. Always good to see you, man. I'm being as real as can be, SOB, man. You just heard it there. But it is what it is. Again, you take the short trades in the interim and you look for either the breakouts of the key levels to maybe add to your position, or you get, it goes the other way and it breaks down below the other key levels, breaks down below key levels, and you either switch your position then to be out, or if you're short, you add to your positions there. I mean, it's as simple as that. Yeah. So that's where it's at. But yeah, so, again, man, no, it's because you're acting like an idiot when you don't agree, SOB. That's why. God, man, why do I have to explain this like you're 3 years old? Seriously. My 10-year-old son has better manners than you do. And, that's really saying something. I guess not really, because he's a great kid. But, man, if you can't understand why the way you're coming off makes everybody think you're a jerk, then, man, there's no hope for you, man. Life's too short to act that way. You can have a different thought, and discuss it like a human being, like an adult, or you can come off like a jerk. It's your choice. You're making the choice to come off like a jerk. That's on you, man. Anyway, so that's where we are. And you guys, excuse me a little bit here. Maybe I'm taking it a little bit tougher than I normally do. I usually ignore it quite a bit, but, again, with my brother-in-law passing away, recently there, life's so short, man. Life's so short. And so many people, especially online, they hide behind fake names and avatar pictures and act like idiots and jerks. And they don't add anything to the world. They take away from the world. Life is too damn short, man. It really is, to act like that all the time. And so many people never actually get that understanding. And it's sad. It's sad. Anyway, sorry guys. I'm just, again, that's probably why I'm not ignoring him like I normally would. Cheese spread, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank God he's going to leave. Thank God. All right. He just doesn't get it. Look at that. Look at his response there. Because I don't agree with your bullish hopium. What a joke. That was completely not anything I said. Right? That was not even what I've been talking about, right? And didn't even check it, man. Man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being so cool, man. All y'all. I really appreciate you. So anyway, this is kind of where we're looking at it here. I mean, if we take everything off, guys, realistically, we are just sideways here for about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks here. We're just kind of sideways. So we're really, at the end of the day, big pictures, we're looking for a breakout above or a breakdown below to really signal where we're kind of headed in the midterm. All right? That's kind of where the long and short of it on all that. All right? So yeah. But yeah, so there you go, guys. Yeah, so, again, I talk about a lot of different things, different time frames, because I have a lot of different people who tune in, shorter time frame, longer time frame traders. But at the end of the day, you're looking at this range right here. And you're either breaking out through the top of the range, which is basically the daily pivot. You want to see an impulsive breakout above that, or you want to see an impulsive breakout below the bottom of the range here to kind of give you that direction. Until that, guys, locally, there's no guarantee about which way price is going. So that's what you want to, your big end of the day, what you want to look at. Now, again, as I said, when we zoom in here, we've got multiple smaller time frame targets you can look at. So, I was talking about how this was a higher confidence trade down here at the swing low where it dipped low and came back up. On the 1 hour, we printed bullish divergence down and oversold. And then we broke around this local swing high here. So on the way down, we had this swing high before we hit that bottom when we broke out above it. So we pulled back then. A good place to enter would have been anywhere in this area right here. After that pullback registered and went back up, really waiting for a break back out above wave 1 here would have been a great entry because you have the setup here happening on that. And if you had done that, again, you're up there getting in around 33,008 or 33,009. And so far, you hit a high up here of 33,000 or 38,400 almost. So it's a good little bit of a run there. And like I said, this is a nice movement up. This doesn't mean this has to be bullish off the bottom, but bullish even as an A, and then you get a B, and then you get a C or something. This is nice bullish. This is what you want to see, guys. You want to see your larger candle spreads on your way up, and you want to see your shorter candle spreads on your pullbacks. That's what you want to see. What else you want to see? You want to see volume expanding on your advances and contracting here on your pullbacks. Those two things, with the volume and then with the way the price action looks, if you've got those two things, you're most likely moving in that direction. You're trending in that direction on whatever time frame that is, wherever you're looking at. So, yeah. Let's see here. Devin, first-time caller, long-time listener. Man, you sound like you're from the 80s, man. I haven't heard that in forever. I love it. I love it. Let's see here. Suvam, is that your name? Man, I really hate to tell you this, but U.S. security laws forbid me from telling you what you specifically should do for any trade because I do not have an RIA license, Registered Investment Advisor license. Man, I keep saying I'm going to get it. It's just been such a tough time here lately with everything that's been going on. So we'll see if I get it. But for right now, I can't tell you what you should do specifically. And really, nobody based in the U.S. can, because you're violating federal law by doing that. Maybe if I get a chance here, we'll take a look at the Doge USD. I think that's what you're probably looking at, Doge USDT chart. And we'll see what we can maybe find, what's going on with there, man, right? So we'll go with that. So anyway, this is kind of where we're at. So we'll see if we can, again, we're just about to reset on the 1 hour and oversold on Stochk RSI. The 4 hours coming down pretty quick. My initial thought right now is we're going to catch price in our wicks here on the 4 hour. This is a 1, we'll get a 2, and we'll pop our way back up. And hopefully this is a 1-2 here, not just an A, B, C. But again, we need to take out this wave C and then this wave A. The first one takes out this barrier triangle. The second one will take out the possible larger symmetrical triangle that may be forming there. So that's where we look. Step by step, guys. When you're in a correction, when you're going sideways, it's a step-by-step breakout or step-by-step breakdown to kind of is how you should be trading. You should not be in the middle of a correction, a sideways movement, and putting in positions that you think are going to go all the way one way or the other. Until you break out of that corrective area, your trade should all be shorter term within that corrective area. And then if you want to keep them, if it keeps going in the direction of your trade, you can maybe add to it as you take out those breakouts or those breakdowns, depending on which way you are on that trade. But those breakouts or breakdowns will also let you know if you're going the wrong way in your trade. Okay? Remember, as a trader, risk management is the absolute most important thing you're going to do every day, okay? Proper risk management. Beyond that, understanding where your validation and invalidation levels are. And not just because, I think it should be there. You want some technical reason why that level tells you that you're going the wrong way or that you're going the right way. Okay? Any thoughts on alts such as Ethereum pushing down as a precursor to the Bitcoin price action? Well, not really. Not really. I pretty much trade my charts, independently. Now, the one thing I can say is, at TWC here, I've got like probably about 20 plus different assets that we do on a daily and or intraday basis updates on. Half of those are crypto. And, doing them last night, I was feeling more bullish than I have been because they all seem to be finding that wave 2 bottom and setting up for a larger move up. So as a unit, as a whole, these other ones that we do, which are, more of your regularly traded ones, because of the liquidity and whatnot, and they all tend to kind of move together, seems like it's making a case for price to head up further. But again, until we actually get through those specific levels, there's always room for price. Price is still vulnerable to falling further down. So yeah. Let me see here. So this is what we're looking at here as far as that goes. Let's see here. The other big thing to look at here, guys, is TLT. Now, TLT, if you don't know, is an ETF that's designed to track a basket of longer-term, 20-plus years of government securities, okay? So basically, the idea is as price rises with TLT, the equities markets and whatnot, the markets in general are more risk off, okay? So people are becoming worried. They're becoming concerned with what's going on in the market. So they move their money to long-term government securities. And they do this because when you're getting those bonds, you're looking for somebody that can definitely pay you back, right? And well, the government is the safest place because it would take a complete, breakdown of government and the social order and whatnot for you not to get paid, right? So your long-term government securities are considered safe. And so when TLT is rising, that means you've got people moving out of equities into those long-term government securities because they're scared. When TLT drops, you've got a risk-on environment because people are moving out of TLT. They're moving out of these long-term government securities. And so the idea is that they're moving out of them and moving into your more risky assets like the stock market and whatnot. Let me see here. Hey there, Tamia. What is going on? Says, what about seasonality and slow summer months regarding alts? Do you think they can find a bottom and push higher under these circumstances? Seasonality is a funny thing. It works when it works. With Bitcoin, it's had an odd cycle here, coming off the lows back in, December of 2018. And if this is a double pump cycle, then that's going to affect the seasonality of everything else as well. If it was a normal cycle, then generally you're going to look at seasonality and you've got a good general understanding of what's probably going to happen. If this is not that thing, if this is more of the maybe like a double pump or something like that, then your seasonality is going to not be the same as what it was. So yeah, you're gonna have to watch it. It depends on what goes on with Bitcoin right here, I think. As far as what it's doing at the moment. Now, we talked about the idea of maybe Bitcoin kind of doing some sideways stuff here. I talked about this a few months ago. Potentially through maybe July or August. Now, when I say that, what I'm talking about for Bitcoin is sideways here. This big old thing here. Because really, this is really sideways overall since back here around January, right? Because we're still here. We're still being held by here. So, and so does it break out here and continue up higher from here, or does it drop down a little bit and continue up higher and then back down, or does it drop down here, finish wave 4, and then continue up? Those are really the three big options we have at the moment. And nobody can tell you what it's definitely going to do. Now, you're going to have a lot of people out there who are going to tell you what they think it's going to do, and they're going to make you think that that what they're saying is absolutely correct, and they can't be wrong, and they're going to guarantee you it, because they don't care whether you really will learn or whatever. They're really trying to either stroke their ego, because if they get it correct, then they look like heroes, right? But if they get it wrong, they'll just kind of move on, and they won't mention it again. As they're doing it there. I don't have any desire to do that. What we're doing at TWC is great. I don't have to lie to you. I don't have to act like I'm something I'm not, because my livelihood doesn't depend on the company. So that allows me the ability to be more honest with you and more upfront, more realistic about what may or may not be going on with price action. And as you saw with the other person that was in here earlier, it doesn't usually, positively affect a lot of people, a lot of new traders. But those of you that can sit down here, and you don't even have to agree with me, but you understand what I'm doing here, that says so much about you and about your ability to potentially be successful over the long term. Just your ability to kind of sit down there and go through it and understand it and look at the other sides and not assume that you absolutely know what's going to happen. I've been doing this 25 years, guys. I will never tell you that I know what's going to happen. Never. I'll give you reasons why I think what's going to happen is what I think is going to happen. But I'll also tell you, listen, you need to get through these levels first to add you confidence to that. If you're not getting above those levels, then it's not going to happen. Doesn't matter what I think. The market doesn't care about my feelings or your feelings or our beliefs. The market does what the market does. And as soon as you can understand that, you end up way ahead of most traders out there, guys. Because that frees up your ability to think and to accept and to question and to listen and to, again, think through it. So yeah. Let me see here. So yeah, we'll see what goes on here with this right here. Now, I do think, here's the thing. I do think there's a possibility we could have a good move up if we're going to go up. If the bottom's in, we've been moving sideways here for almost a month. And so that's a lot of pent-up energy, a lot of contraction. Overall volume dropped off here. So there's a lot of pent-up energy waiting to release, which will happen when we get through this area here. And we'll see price moving pretty quickly, probably up, pretty decently. Now, here's my other thought. If you think this is a triangle here of some sort, my real big issue with that is that we've got volume declining, which is what you expect in a triangle. But here, all of a sudden, we've got this rise in volume. Not just the spikes and lots of them, but overall your average volume here, which was dropping off here, now is way back up here, right? That's not usually what you see in a triangle. Triangle, you have contraction, which means price action contraction, which means your volume contracts. This right here, as a price action and volume trader, this right here warns me that this may very well likely not be a triangle. It doesn't guarantee it, but it definitely gets me to pay attention. Because volume was dropping all the way through as price contracted. And then all of a sudden, boom, big volume there, overall volume kind of rising there as we've gotten here. And now we're sitting right there on that pivot. So continuing up, just continues to add confidence to that idea that bottom may be in. Okay? So, just different ways of looking at this give you reasons why you shouldn't be necessarily, it's definitely going lower right now. It could still go lower, but you need to overcome these areas, to give you confidence that it's heading lower. Until it does that, it could still continue higher. Until it gets above, these areas here, it could still go lower. Again, that's your range, man. So ultimately, you're looking for that breakout or breakdown of the range. Okay, guys? Let me see here. So now, again, so when we look at TLT here, and by the way, I think this might actually go higher here because on the 1 hour, you can see that we dipped down into oversold and we're trying to crank back out of it there. This may be a 1-2, 1-2. And so instead of wave 5 being up here, which has already gone above my wave 5 target from earlier this week because of the continued subdivisions here, this could be a 1-2, and then this is a 1-2, potentially 3 up here, which would give us a 5 up here, which would make this a 1-2, 3 up here, 4 and 5. So we'll have to see how this plays out at the moment here. We've got this red line here at 143.27, a breakout above that. That's that wave 4 swing high here. That is the same thing as this interior wave 4 swing high here. If you get above that, that's your first clue that the bottom's probably in. Your first real clue. Same idea here with TLT. If we break out above this interior wave 4 here, that's our first real clue that the bottom may be in. Now, we do have bullish price action, bullish market structure coming off the lows here back on the 18th of March. So bullish market structure just means we've got a low, a high, a higher low, higher high right now. But, you know, again, you've got levels that you need to get across as you continue to move through. So our big levels on this move down, wave 4 is your first clue, but you really need to get above wave B up here to add confidence to the count, to really add confidence to the count. That's a long way up. So we'll see what happens here. But right now, looking pretty decent. People, you know, getting a bit fearful coming in there again, adding to their long-term government securities rather than to their stock market positions there. What do I think about TLT down to 123.50? I think it's got a lot of breakdown. You know, it's got some levels it's got to get through to even get down there. What'd you say that was? The monthly channel? Let me zoom out to the monthly here. So, yeah, so here's my count on what I'm looking at potentially at the moment here. And I'm sorry, give me just a minute to remove this here and stick it on the other time frames real quick. Sorry about that. All right. So are you assuming the ascending monthly channel? I think that's maybe what you're talking about, right? Something like this. Let me see. Yeah, that's probably what you're talking about there. I don't... Right now, I'm not necessarily a big fan of that possibility. If it is going to come down, I mean, it would make sense. You've got this very large high volume node here at 120. But, you know, again, it's going to have to make some moves down through some levels there to really even think that that's what's going to happen at the moment, I think. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, we've dropped below the channel EQ here. So if we break out impulsively above that channel EQ, that's usually a sign that price is going to target the channel resistance when you're trading channels. The other thing is, what I want to notice here is that price kind of came down here through the pivot, and it's bouncing off the S1. So that's a good solid thing there. You know, this is an A, B, C coming down. Or potentially not, you know, potentially maybe it's going to have further down. But, you know, my count there, I've done it up there on the shorter time frames. We can get an ABC out of this. If we look at the overall move here off the lows, this retracement is at 38.2 almost exactly. So, yeah, the 50% is right there around 120. So it's definitely possible, but it's got to – I'm not even thinking about that unless we drop below the swing low, to be honest. Yeah, but if we drop below that swing low, I'm definitely looking right here around 120. Ascending channel support, high volume node, 50% retracement. Yeah, I'm definitely looking at that. So we'll see what happens there with it for sure. Now your monthly, you know, again, we're down here at oversold, crossing bullishly. We're getting support on RSI right here around this support level. So you've got some things that maybe say, hey, we're probably, you know, there's a good chance we could go up. Monthly candle's looking good at the moment. Trying to fill in this gap right here, but maybe that's all it does. Maybe it just fills in this gap. We got the close here at 143.12. Maybe that's all it does. So we'll see. Yeah. Definitely, man. Of course. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if we drop down below that swing low, I'll definitely be looking for, expecting even TLT to bounce here to reverse at that 50% level, around 120 or so. A lot of confluence again. Ascending channel support, high volume, large high volume node, 50% retracement. Make a good solid, you know, wave 2 in that area. But we can get a short wave 2 here and head up as well. So if this keeps breaking out, you know, we've got our levels we're watching. Definitely need to get above wave B up here to really add confidence to the count, though, and that's a long way off. The 170 area. Yeah. Let me see here. If a tier 3 member is here, is it okay to tell me when the Peabody Energy hot take was posted on TXW? Oh, yeah. You'll have to ask Darren about that. I'm sure he'd know. He was the one that mentioned it earlier. By the way, you can also go into, you can use the search feature on Discord, and you can type in, the ticker symbol, and, it'll bring it up where it is in Discord there. Yeah. Let's see here. So that's where I'm looking at with TLT. Now, the other thing I talked to you guys about before, and then last week, was the TLT junk ratio. Remember that? Where we were looking at the ratio of long-term government securities versus junk bonds, which are your corporate bonds. Something like what Michael Saylor's trying to do. By the way, he's got I think he had like some triple C+ rating for his junk bonds. Not all that great. They're concerned about his ability to be able to pay back all this that he's borrowing, if Bitcoin continues to drop off, significantly. So that's what their issue is with him there. Let's see here. All right. There we go. So, again, last time I believe we looked at it, it was right around this area. We're getting this big move up. We're breaking out above the local resistance here. Remember, we're bouncing off this support resistance level here, significant support resistance level. And we're getting the rise off the high volume node. Things I've pointed out previously was the volume that spiked up here, right as we got near the lows here. And you see it tapering off and then starting to move up. We've broken out of the descending wedge, which has a target of 162. And remember, so what this shows us is when this is moving down, it says that generally people are moving out of longer-term government securities and moving into the shorter-term junk bonds, corporate bonds. Okay. And when the market does that, it generally signals a risk-on environment. And risk-on is where you get all this money flowing into Bitcoin and everything else, and equities markets and all that. When you start going the other way here, this is a risk-off environment. This movement up says people are going into long-term government securities and getting out of the short-term government or the short-term corporate junk bonds, which is risk-off. So when this is happening, usually it's because the market's going down. When this is happening, it's usually because the market's going up. And so we can look at that in terms of, I don't know, let's look at the Dow Jones, right? So in terms of the Dow Jones, here is your thing. You see how this is opposite? You had this little bit of rising up together here, kind of really, let me kind of move this out of the way here. I would say really this is sideways right here with the TLT junk. And this is clearly up here because then you get the break out of here and that's when it shoots down. Your all-time high is here, right? So this is really kind of sideways while the Dow Jones is moving up. And then March of 2020, this happens. And so the market drops. Everybody gets out of junk bonds into corporate bonds. Boom, pops up. So since then, we've had, the market recover, right? And we've had TLT junk popping down. Everybody getting into junk, getting out of the long-term government securities, which are safer. And so as we have this happening here, we've got this kind of topping out here, maybe. So if this continues rising up, we should see the markets coming down. Now, it's not just, now here's the thing, it's not just the Dow Jones. Here's the BLX, which is the Bitcoin index, right? Now, you can see some semblance here. You see this moves up, Bitcoin moves down, it goes sideways here, and that's starting to go up. And then this starts taking off up, this goes down, right? Kind of comes down here. So, I mean, it's not an exact thing, but that's because you're looking at the overall market participants. When it starts tilting toward a lot more getting into government securities, they're getting out of your risky assets. Now, again, notice, look at where this is happening right here. Just about the time when Bitcoin starts going sideways. So, there is a case here looking at government securities which suggests that maybe Bitcoin's topped out and it has further to go down. So we'll see what happens with that. This could just be sideways until it heads further down. Remember when we looked at the TLT chart? It's possible we could have TLT dropping down to 120, which means TLT would drop down, I would say probably right here around this S1 weekly pivot, right here around this higher volume node, right there. And so if that's dropping there, then Bitcoin can rise up further. Okay? But you're going to want to pay attention to what's going on with your long-term government securities and whether they're rising or falling, because that's going to tell you a lot about the overall market sentiment. Okay? Let me see here. Let me see. So yeah, so that's kind of what, we're looking at that. A lot of people are new to trading, obviously don't know about this stuff, and maybe get a little bit concerned about that. It's all good. But just watch it. That's I've tried to do my best here to kind of explain why you would watch it, why it would make sense to do so and whatnot. And so hopefully that makes a lot of sense in this short time here, guys. Let me see here. So what else do we have? Well, again, we were talking about the markets, right? And what's kind of going on there. And so with the markets here, let's see here. Let's jump over here real quick and look at the NASDAQ. Come on up here. We can just put it right on this one. Yeah. Okay, let's go here. So we have the 1 hour here on the NASDAQ. And as you can see, we're kind of flirting with this potential breakout to a new all-time high here. But it hasn't done it yet. You've got a lot more overlap here, which suggests the ending of a trend potentially, right? So you can come off here and go maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you maybe get 5 up there, which means possibly, I don't know if you get a 1, 2, 3, 4 here. We got to make sure that that 3 wouldn't be the shortest wave. Let's see here. This wave 1 is larger than that, as you can see. It goes above the 1.0 there. This one is also larger, so this cannot be a 3 here. So what you would look then is, again, we look to the bullish count here. Maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which will get you a 5. A first subwave close to the all-time high, pulls back for 3, and then pops up more. So definitely something we're looking at still on that, potentially there. Let me see here. Sorry, give me just a minute here. Yeah. Right now, I've got this, if this is a bearish count, if this is the top here, I've kind of got this as a 1 and then an A, B, C, as you can see here. I think it may be, something I was trying to avoid is I think it's possible maybe we could have a 1 here and then an A, B, C up for A, B, C down for B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C as an expanded flat for wave 2. So that's my other possible count that I've got going on here. So we'll see how that goes. We're looking for an initial breakdown below this swing high right here at 13,748 and 10 cents. Secondary breakdown of this swing low here at 13,582.11. So as it gets through those, that adds more confidence to the idea the top may be in. But really, you need to break down below the swing low here ultimately to kind of say, okay, minimally we'd have an A, B, and a C, but potentially a 1, 2, 3 coming with that. So yeah. Let me see here. Can I talk about Matic? Can I talk what about Matic? What's going on, LXT? Good to see you, man. Remember, guys, when you ask about a chart, you need to let me know if you're talking about Bitcoin or USD pair or USDT pair. Because if you just say Matic, I don't know what you want to talk about. And I don't have a whole lot of time on here to go through everything. So you got to let me go or let me know. Let me see here. So that's what we have with NASDAQ. But, you know, again, you jump over to the the SPX E-minis here, which is your, oops, lead page, there we go. Which is, you know, your SPX here. And, of course, we've got that new high. Now, with this, as I think I mentioned this last week, or I'm sorry, on Tuesday, you know, my count is we've got either this red count as an ending diagonal that ends just above this here, finishes off wave 5, and we come back down, or this is a 1, 2, and then we've got a 3 up here at around 43.01. Right now, we got stopped right at my wave 5 target in red. So what we're going to need to see is a breakdown of this channel support and this red wave 4 here at 41.65 and 25 cents. If we can do that, that's a good clue, a good first clue that the top may be in. You know, first, like real subtle short-term clue. A larger clue would be a drop down below this wave 4 here at $4,029.25. But if we continue to break out above here, we're going to look for this minimum wave 3 up here at about 43.01. So we've got a new high here on the SPX E-minis, no new high on the NASDAQ. But then we jump at the Dow Jones here. And the Dow has no new high either. The Dow, I've got potentially wave 2 done. Oh, we just dipped below. It looks like we just dipped below this wave 2 here. So the red count, this wave 2 is not correct anymore. But maybe we've got an ABC. God, this looks like... what I think, if the black count is correct here, so we got a 1 and a 2, I think what we may have is a 1, ABC, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a flat correction here for a 2, and we're working on a 3 down. But if the red count is correct, where we've got this wave 1 up here, and we're working on wave 2, maybe you can count this as ABC down, ABC up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we'll be looking for a further, you know, it's still possible this wave 2, bullish wave 2 is in progress. But here's the thing. The only one that's made that new high is the NASDAQ. Is the SPX E-minis there. And so since it's the only one that does that right now, often we'll see this non-agreement between indexes and market tops. So potentially letting us know there may be a top in the market, but no guarantee yet. We'll see how this continues playing out here for sure. All right. Yeah, I talked about DXY all the way at the beginning. Let me see here. Matic USDT. Yeah, I'll see what we got here. I'll see if I even have a chart. I may have a chart. Not sure how old it is, but let's see here. Oh, recent update here for Tier 3 members. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, that's not falling hard. This right here, this is an orderly drop. This is orderly here right now. This was the chart I posted for Tier 3 members on the 24th of last month. So right now, kind of looking at potentially wave 4 being done. This would be a wave 1 of wave 3 here, or wave 1 of wave 5 of 3. If it is, then we're looking here at a better late than never, Mark. Excuse me. We're looking just at the 50% retracement so far. No big deal. 61.8 potential reversal there at 1.17186. But you know what, guys? There's really... I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the daily here. We're bottomed out on the daily Stochk RSI. RSI, though, is just on the bearish side of neutral at about 43, 44. Remember, neutral for me is 45 to 55 on RSI. So we should probably expect maybe a bit lower here. Now here's the thing though. In terms of this right here, we've got hidden bullish divergence showing up. We've got lower lows on our oscillator, but we've got higher lows on price. I don't think necessarily that it'll get to the wick here. If it does, there's a whole bunch of demand in there. That's a demand structure right there. No, not all wicks are demand structures, and not all demand structures are wicks. I think it's probably the best way to look at it. Or supply structures, either way. But this one happens to be right here. You can see that the EQ of that demand structure is 85.4. So, I mean, if it did get there, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But this is fresh demand here. So, I would expect if it's coming down, it would bounce off that 70.5, which is right there at the top of that, and probably sharply move back up. Let me zoom into a shorter time frame here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably an A. That's a B. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. Maybe 5 right here. I mean, it may be it. It's trying to find support around the S1 pivot on the 4-hour. That may be as far as it goes, that 50% area. What you're going to want to see is a breakout above, really above this area up here. Okay, so a wave B of that would be this one right here. $1.98, 1.9852 is what you want to see a breakout above to really get some confidence that this is a 1, this is a 2, and you're on your way to 3 there locally here. Let me see here. Can we do it with a channel? Oh, man, that's a great channel right there. Your first clue that the bottom may be in is going to be a breakout of this descending channel resistance here. You're going to add confidence on the breakout here above the 1.9852. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. You know what, though? Let me zoom this down to the 1 hour real quick. I'm trying to see if maybe this is wave 1 here and we've got a flat playing out. It doesn't really matter either way whether the 1 is here and this is A, B, and C is a flat, or if this is 1 here and this is, A, B, C coming down. You're looking for a breakout of the descending channel resistance. That's going to give you a pattern target of around 0.714 above the point of breakout. That should take you to the top of the channel. Yeah, getting around there. Yeah, I mean, that looks good. The channel looks good because that breakout target takes you near the top of it. That EQ is holding up real well there. So we'll look for that. And then, of course, that'll take you above that swing high right there, which really kind of adds confidence to it all. And then, again, you're looking for that, for a minimum move up here probably. Well, I don't know. Let me see. If the bottom, if it's just about at this wave 2 here, if that's just about done. Yeah, you're looking at potentially up here around $4 to $4.67. And then up here around, so that this target may end up going higher. You've got a minimum wave 5 of 3 target up here at, well, a minimum one here at 3.59558. Secondary target up here at 5.87329. I think right now, especially based on this here, that secondary target is the likely one. But it may even go higher because, again, depending on the subdivision here going on with that. So, yeah, overall, I think we've got higher up. I think it may be at the bottom or nearing it. If it continues down lower, I think it bounces pretty good. I think it reverses pretty well, pretty strongly off of the 1.05. 70.5 retracement. We're running around 1.056. I mean, it should. I think it's fresh demand, so we should just get a pretty sharp move back up off that. Yeah. Let me see here. Let me kind of try and catch up with you guys. Yo, a talkative bunch. What's going on, everybody? Let me see here. Ethereum, Bitcoin. Let's see, I got time. Yeah, we look at Ethereum, Bitcoin. I haven't looked at this chart in a bit. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, been almost 2 months. It happens, you know. Oh man, yeah, that's just completely gone out of what I had there. It like overextended on that fifth wave there, it looks like. Let me see here. So I think that gets us maybe a wave 3 there. Let me see real quick. Oh, come on now. Catch up on that. There we go. Yeah, this is probably looking at a wave 3 right here. This looks like just 3 waves up here right now, though. This looks like potentially 5 waves down, 3 waves up. But this right here might be something different. Let me see. Slightly lower low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, see? That's why we zoom in. So A, B, C probably. And then looking at this here. This looks like 1. This might be 2 as an expanded flat. 1, ABC down, ABC up, 5 down here. You can see on the 1 hour here, you've got bullish divergence printing here, down and overbought. But Stochastic RSI still has some room there, so we'll have to see if we can get that reversal off it. But it's trying to get a reversal right now, right below this previous area of support here. See this here? So you have this 1 hour demand structure right here in this wick, which as you can see, we hit the EQ off that and took off, right? And now we're dipping down just below that. So we've taken out the demand that was here, breaking down a bit more. Let's see. Zoom back into that 4 hour. 4 hours trying to create a wick there. Man, that 4 hour, look at that. RSI oversold, pretty well oversold. Stochastic RSI bouncing off of the bottom of oversold and trying to make its way up. It's possible we might see a bit of an SFP here. A bullish SFP, swing failure pattern here. If we get this 4 hour to close above the swing low here, and then if we can get some follow through on that, this could that could have completed again 1 A B C of 2 and head up. So that would have gotten us a pullback. Yeah, 38.2, almost the 50%. Yeah, so I think if it's not at a bottom, it's probably near it. I think we've got an A, B, C here. I think we've got a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe a 1, ABC down, ABC up, 5 down here for 2, I think is what we've got going on there. So yeah. I think it's probably looking like a pretty good, potentially a bottom here, like I said. And if not, I'd be willing to look lower here toward the S2 pivot on the 4 hour. What is that daily pivot's at? That daily pivot's way down there. Yeah, I don't think we're heading to that. Yeah, I think overall it's probably at or near a bottom there. If you want to wait for some confirmation, what you're going to want to see is a breakout above this swing high here. So if you want to be less risk tolerant, more risk adverse, kind of like I am, you'll wait for a breakout up here of around 0.0776 kind of area up here. You want to see price breakout above that. Can we do anything else here? It's kind of, the EQ is working real good as resistance. If you get a breakout above that EQ, you can have a short-term target of the channel resistance. Yeah, short-term channel resistance. I don't like the channel a whole lot, but there's the possibility that you can have a channel target here, pattern target, of about 0.00444 above the point of breakout. But it takes us right to this consolidation area right here, which is what you would expect. So I think that would potentially be a, depending on if it gets up from here or whatnot soon, that might be a good place for it to go. And the bullish thing about that is breaking back up above the pivot, the S1 pivot. But you definitely need to see it break out impulsively above the 1 hour, 4 hour pivot right here at 0.7259. That could get you an earlier entry than waiting up here. But, again, the earlier entry, the more risk you're taking on entering. So you'd have to figure out, what kind of risk tolerance or risk aversion you have as a trader on that. It always did what? LXT, what are you talking about? Not sure what you're talking about, man. I just see your text there, or your message there. Looks like I was a little bit off on the top of the USD CAD. It looks like it popped up maybe about 20 more pips. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I locked in 63, so hopefully you guys hearing this right now, or if you're new and you're always worried about missing the top, hopefully this gets your mind straight. It's not a big deal. Yeah, it would have been nice to get the extra 20, but I guaranteed that I got in the 63, right? On that advance this morning. And so, again, I'm looking just for it to be the wave 3 area. So I'd be looking for a pullback for wave 4, and then potentially can jump on that wave 5 higher as well. So, again, guys, I want to, if there's something I can do for you here, if you never come back, first of all, understand that proper risk management is the most important thing you're going to do as a trader. 2, understand what proper and technical invalidation and validation levels are depending on how you trade. Elliott Wave is great because it gives you those things. Rules-based trading. And then third of all is not to be so hell-bent on buying the absolute low or selling the absolute high. Just get in the range of the top. Get in the range of the low. These absolute highs and absolute lows are events. But the top is this range up here. The bottom is this range down here. So this is one thing traders, if you're a new trader, something you really should learn. It's going to help you out a lot because you're going to lose a lot of money trying to always get the event, always getting the highest price or trying to get the lowest price. And you will very, very, very rarely ever do it. I'm doing this, man, for 25 years now. I can probably count on 2 hands the number of times I've gotten, within $1 of the absolute low or the absolute high. 25 years, thousands of trades, less than 2 hands. I can count how many times I've gotten that absolute. And it's not because I've tried. I've just gotten lucky. But I've gotten many of these tops, many of the bottoms, the ranges, okay? So, yeah. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to put them in timeout. If you guys come in here like Sari did there, I think Sari, S-A-R-I, and just kind of sit there and just spam the same nonsense over and over again, I'll give you a timeout. If you do it again, I'm just going to block you. Nobody here's got time for the nonsense. All right? So, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's that. Oil. Let's take a look at oil because we track that all the time as well. Oh, man, I need to get some water here real quick. All right. So we have this move up, but getting pulled back here. So still potentially, it's just hit my wave 5 target. So I had a wave 5 in black target here of about $70. Oh, I'm sorry. Of about $71.06. And we hit $71.24. So we'll see if we get the drop now down below wave 4 here at 68.68. If we do, that black count is correct, and we've got 3 waves down toward kind of this yellow box area here about 65.10 to 66.29, around that area. If price continues up higher here, I've got this minimum wave 3 target in red here, potentially wave 5 subdividing here, right? And I've got that up there at around 72.14 and wave 5 up there around 72.95 minimum. So that's what we're going to look there now. We're looking for a breakdown below wave 4 here, or continuation up higher toward those targets for oil right now. Niles, what's up, man? You missed like 98 minutes of the stream? Well, glad to have you in here anyway, man. Always, you know, better late than never, right? Excuse me. Let's see here. Now, we also track, in case you didn't know, for our members, Tier 3 especially. Most of these are Tier 2 as well. We track natural gas. So I'm looking at a couple of different counts at the moment. Right now, I've got this one in here until it proves it's not. Now, there's possible that this could all still be part of wave B here. So like an A, a B, and a C of wave B. But right now, I've got this on this count that I have it at, which has us, wave C of 2 ending down here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so it gets this move up here toward a wave parentheses 3 here at about $3.52, which leads to then this wave 3 Roman numeral 3. I can't think what it's called there. Up here around $3.64.5. Like I said, there's still the possibility this could just be, A, B, C of B, and you'll have some big move down in C. So I'm not necessarily sold on this count just yet, but as long as it continues heading up toward these targets, we'll continue to hold it as such. But nonetheless, a nice big rally here off of beginning of April here, off this inverted head and shoulders that I had here. Great rally off this, continuing up, looking pretty nice for sure on that. Let's see here. You know what? Let me go ahead and jump in. I haven't looked at Doge in a while. Let me see here. Has it really been February? No, I think I've maybe done an update since February. Maybe I just forgot to save it as a new chart there. Looks like I've got a wave 5 possibly completed here. Possibly completed. Up here at the swing high up here at around 74 cents or so. Let's see here. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way. Gonna zoom down here maybe, see if I can find a better count. Yeah, I thought Doge was going to go up higher, though. I thought it might make a move to the $1 and maybe 98-cent area. I think it may, so that's why I'm kind of zooming in here to see what we've got here as far as this goes. Because, I mean, realistically, this looks like an ABC here. And if this is an A and then a B is a triangle, we could get a C up here. We could be building a big flag here before one more higher up. Let me zoom back out to the daily here. So we've got this down here as a 1, 2, 3, 4. See, and then I've, overall really have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, unfortunately, you can see that price was rejected at the daily pivot. However, we're about to dip into oversold here, and RSI is coming down to oversold real well as well. Volume dropping off as we get toward this support area here. Get rid of this here. I mean, we can look at this. Notice this support here. How close we are to that. If we drop through that, that's the first clue that maybe that's going to be the top there. Dropping through the swing low over here, really going to add some confidence locally to the idea that this may be the top. It's possible that we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a leading diagonal coming down. And in that case, we should expect it to get toward this swing low here at around 16 cents. But if it is, that would just be 5 down, and we should look for 3 back up probably to the same area here before you get 5 more back down. Or if it's a 1, 2, 3 heading down, coming all the way back down toward the lows. You can look at it that way. There's no way to know for sure just yet. But minimally, if this breaks down below this swing low here, I'm going to look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a target of around this 16 cents area. And then maybe a move back up here to around 33 cents or so as a wave B. Yeah, see, 34.5 cents almost gets you about 50%. So A, B, and then, let's just look at this general low area there. I don't think this is going to turn out good. Let me see here. Oh, I hate when it does that. Come on. There we go. Now it's doing it. I'm going to switch this because there's such a large move there. I'm going to switch it to log. This would give you a wave C. If we came down to this swing low, finished wave A, went up toward this 34.5 area for wave B, then wave C is going to equal wave A right here at around 7 to 7.5 cents, which makes sense. It's this congestion area here. This should provide support. And so, that would make sense to kind of hit that area there. Now, if it's a 1, 2, 3, then we're going to look down here for wave 3 at right around 28 or 2.8 cents. Right down there. And that gives us a wave 5 down here at around 1.5 cents. And you'll have 3 up, which will probably hit this 6 cent area here, 5.5 to 6 cents. And then you'd have C finishing back down here much lower again. Yeah. So unless it breaks out impulsively above this swing high right here above the pivot on the daily, which is right around 44.5 cents, unless we get an impulsive breakout above that, I think we're to the downside overall. Now, if we can get that impulsive breakout above that, then you want to see price take out this swing high right here. This would be the wave B swing high at 59 cents. You want to see it take out that. That starts adding confidence to the idea you may have a little bit further upside. If we did have a little bit further upside, this would have to be wave 4 here. And that gives us a target here of about 98.5 cents maybe. Let me see here. Wait, let me check. Let me change that again real quick here. There we go. It gives us a target of 85.6 cents and then a secondary target of right around $1.05, $1.06 for a wave 5. But until you get that impulsive breakout above the swing high right there above the pivot and then follow through above that wave B, if you're not getting that, then your bias should probably be done toward the downside like I was talking about. Yeah. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me kind of catch up with you guys here. Josh, what's up, man? He said, you posted the NUUSD one-day chart in the Hot Takes crypto channel as having completed a macro wave 2. I was wondering if it could be potentially forming a leading diagonal for wave 1 of 3. Well, let's take a look real quick. I've got a few more minutes here. pull us out to the daily. Let's see what I have here. Why am I not getting anything here? Let me see if I can pull the, maybe I've got the wrong chart here. Let me see if I can pull it up from our hot takes channel there for crypto. When did I do that? Sorry, just looking through here, trying to find it here. Looking through all these, there we go, these other charts. All right, let's pop it right here. There we go. Now it's starting to show up here. Could it be a leading diagonal? Let's see. Yes. Potentially. It could be. It could be. It's a pretty deep one, which doesn't disqualify it. You know, this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 coming up. But that wave 2 is pretty deep into this wave 1 here, almost, you know, nearing this wave 2 down here. But yeah, you know, possibly we've got a lot of overlap here, and yeah, I guess if you want to count this like a 1, 2 here, and then maybe you can go like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's possible. It's possible. A leading diagonal is just it's just an overlap, like an ascending wedge that starts your rally, or you know, your decline. It's just the first wave 1, and generally your wave 4 pulls back into wave 1, which is normally, you know, it's not allowed to do otherwise with Elliott Wave. So yeah, you know, it is possible. Sure. In either case, the good thing is we don't have to know right now which one it is. In either case, they're both should take us higher, right? Above wave 1. So this is the great thing, again, is I like to tell our members about Elliott Wave, is that you don't have to know for sure. If you've got a couple of alternates and they're going in the same direction, you don't have to know for sure which one it is. You can just get in on the ride, and as it gets up toward those levels, you can look at it both ways. And does it break out of one and continue up toward the other, or does it get rejected at the one and never reach the other? And so you're able to at least still play it going up without knowing exactly which one it is. Yeah. So, yeah, possibly. I think the reason why I'm looking at this as the way I'm potentially looking at it, I was looking at this like an ABC maybe, and then an ABC maybe here. I think that's why I was looking at it that way. And then you get this right here as an ABC for 5. I think that's why I was looking at it that way. But, you know, again, when you have a lot of overlap like this, you know, it opens up to different interpretations. But in either case, you're looking for a breakout there, you know, or an impulsive breakout back above the pivot here, taking above that swing high. Really want to get above that wave B here at 59.79 cents to really kind of add confidence to it, you know, and then you're looking at that move above the swing high there. So a lot of movement up still to go. Double your money easy without knowing whether it's a wave 4 or wave 5. Yeah, so let me see here. SFP is a swing failure pattern. Yeah. Does the W in TWC also stand for Wyckoff? No. But it is Texas West Capital, yeah. Texas Wyckoff Capital. There we go. Easy change, right? I can do that. But yeah, so I mean that's what we're kind of looking at with that. It could be a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it could be a 1, 2 working on 3. But in either case, they're both headed up higher, and so you're gonna at least double your money on that, even waiting for it to get here above wave B. You know, if it continues up there like we're expecting there. So yeah. Just something to think about with all that, guys. Let's see here. Let's jump back over here. What's going on with the DXY? DXY still trying to push. Look at that. It inched up even more. Look at that. It's trying to get above that swing high right there. It's trying. 4 hour just tapped, topped out and overbought here. 4 hour RSI is just, at least right there. It's in overbought there. We might see that actually, we might see it take it out before it pulls back. So my targets are what they are, but remember, these are all local targets here. Ultimately, for this 89.209 macro low from January 7th or so to remain intact, to kind of be the bottom, we really need to see price get above 94.741. Until that time, it's still vulnerable to falling down lower. If we can get above that, that should just about wipe out any beliefs that price is going to drop below that January swing low there. You know, and again, I've talked about the reasoning of why maybe this could be, you know, that could be the bottom, and we've got this going on here. Everybody's convinced it's got to go down lower. So maximum pain would come with a breakout higher as everybody's trying to short before the breakdown. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but, you know, you know, if you think it definitely has to go down lower, when you take in market sentiment and market psychology and whatever, you know, there's a good potential support for that possibly there. Hank says the weekly looks interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, oh man, yeah, you've got these long, you got all this large wicks at the bottom here, as we dip down into this supply structure, or I'm sorry, demand structure right here. Then back up, and now we've got this candle trying to pop it up higher. I mean, it looks kind of nice there, but again, we still need to get above this swing high up here, which coincidentally takes us above the weekly pivot. We could be getting a double bottom forming here, right here, which means as a double bottom pattern, if we break out above this swing high on the weekly here, close above it at 93.437. Let's see here. Yeah, thanks for picking that up on the weekly there, Hank. I hadn't looked at that. We'll see what happens, but, you know, possible. That'll give us a pattern target off that double bottom of right around 97.626. So, yeah, you know, that takes it right back above this support here coming off there. If you draw your support that way, I'm a much bigger fan of drawing support between alternating highs and lows, not off, you know, similar highs and lows. This is where most people drew it, and this is why they say it definitely has to head down. You're more correct, I think, drawing it off here because you have a low, a high, and then your low here. So you've got alternating touches rather than just a touch on support, and then up. And so that gives you a support line closer down here to the EQ of the descending channel, which brings you in right into this area right here in your low 80s if it was to get down there. I don't think this is all that interesting to write home about. I think this is your much more interesting. I think if you lose this swing low, that's when the trouble comes. I think right here, this is just interior. You know, you're finding support and, you know, all that, and dropping right below here, the EQ. So you're right around the EQ of this area. And I need to get rid of all this on this time frame here real quick so we can see what this looks like here on the weekly. Give me just a minute, guys. Oh, sorry about that. I wish it would just automatically know what I wanted it to do, what time frames I wanted it to show up on. That'd be great. Then we'd have to do all this. But just to kind of give you an idea of where it is on this larger picture, I want you to kind of see it here. That's the trend line, okay. See, what is that? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, see how it's finding support right here on the EQ of what I believe is the more proper channel here. He's finding support on that. So to me, it makes more sense there. The pattern target off the double bottom makes a lot of sense. It takes you right back up into all this activity here. You know, again, always look left. So you've got all this kind of support resistance here in this area. That's where it's going to take you to. So, yeah, I know, right? This is you, Hank, saying something bullish about DXY before you hit the mid-80s. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, again, guys, when we look at everything, you know, macro stuff and all that stuff, you know, that I look at, I think there's a good case to be made for the bottom being in there, or if not, dropping down to the mid-80s maybe. That doesn't mean I would be surprised if it dropped down to 80 or anything like that. It just means based on those things, until it proves otherwise, it seems a lot more likely that it would be doing that. You know, right now it's still finding support on this whole area here from back in March of 09. So at the market bottom in 09, at the end of the GFC, that's the area which picked up support right here in January of 18. And we're kind of printing a higher low right now coming off that as well. So a significant area to find that support at. Yeah. Oh, I got to go here real quick. Could you explain real quick again how you like to draw support with highs and lows rather than just the lows? Yeah. So you want to do between the highs and lows. You want alternating strong movements between highs and lows. Because that gives your channel more effectiveness. What you'll notice if you go back and you just kind of look back at old charts and you draw channels from high to low like that. And so if you have a stronger move between that, with the alternating highs and lows, usually you'll find out that those channels are the more significant channels. They're the ones that if you get a breakout or a breakdown, it's more likely to last. So yeah. So that's why. If you're just printing them off the lows here, you hit the EQ here. I mean, so it's a channel structure. I mean, price is moving in that channel, and you do have price, resistance and support. So there's something to be said about it. But, you tend to have a cleaner breakout or breakdown with the other channels. And so, at the end of the day, it's a large channel, a large thing here. I mean, if I really am honest with you, this is really the channel I'm most interested in. This one right here. Look at how this EQ works. So, again, support, resistance, strong move up to resistance, strong move back down to support. Make us move back up here. We're now above this resistance area here, kind of finding some support there. Looking for that break to continue out. And if you break out here, all of a sudden things look really interesting. This, of course, goes back through 85, the end of 85. So, we'd look at it just like we'd look at any other channel. And, your EQ, look at how well this EQ works, especially here recently from 05 to now. Look at this. Almost perfect areas of resistance there. And we're finding support now on those areas of resistance which are working as support. So you've got this huge bit of support resistance right here that we sailed up through with these large candle spreads, didn't even stop, sailed up through it, finding support on it, finding support a little bit higher up on it. So yeah, if we look at that, it gets kind of interesting. So we'll see what happens with everything. By the way, here on the monthly, we do have this bullish or hidden bullish divergence here as of December. December, when we hit that January low, we printed hidden bullish divergence, lower highs, higher lows, lower lows here, and of course we were down and overbought or oversold here with the Stochastic RSI. So a lot to be said about that right there. So we'll see what happens. I still need to see it move above 94.741 to really start becoming really excited about it. But, locally, I think it's potentially given good reason to maybe look that way. And if it does, it's going to take a lot of people off guard. Like I said, most people pretty much assume it's going to head down. That's what they think is going to happen. And here's our daily, back above the daily pivot, about to take out this high here. If we can close above and then stay above, might pull back to it. But if we can pop above the R1, there's no reason to think that we're not going to head up higher here and at least potentially challenge this swing high up here, right around 93.5 or so. Yeah. So we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. So there you go, guys. Listen, I'm way over here. I need to get out. So I really appreciate you guys joining in with me as always. I love doing the live streams because, well, other than the idiots that come in, you know, y'all are great. You've got great comments and discussions, and you know, you ask great questions, and I really appreciate that, guys. But you know, like I said, use the discount, 50% off Tier 3. You can find it there on my on Twitter there at TX West Capital, or here on the announcements channel on the server, even on the free side there, or earlier in the stream. And you'll get what amounts to basically, you'll get 50% off the Tier 3 annual, which will give you, you know, if you're new coming in, that'll give you 67.5% off. I think it gives you an average monthly rate of around $66 or $67 or something like that. So huge, huge discount. We've never done it that low. So, you know, if you've been kind of on the fence and thinking about it, this is your time to do it. Otherwise, you'll be back to monthly is $199 a month. All right? So I hope you guys have a great weekend, as always. Those with the hammers, thank you so much for helping me out there. I'll see what we can do about getting Twitch hammers as well. But y'all have a great weekend. Trade safe. Remember, the only thing you control in the market is how much you lose. That's it. So we talk about all this other stuff all day long, but nothing is guaranteed. Your risk management is where you make your money, guys. Do not ever forget that. And so I hope we'll see you in Discord, or if not, I hope we'll at least see you coming back on Monday or Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, all right? You guys have a great, great weekend. Take care. Discord, I'll see you guys over there, all right? Have a great day, everybody.